So just start by following in the breath in through the nose, into the body, into the chest. Visualize the breath, maybe give it a color. Notice, see, observe the breath coming in. And just notice how deep the breath comes into the body. That awareness on the in and the out breath. The tempo and the pace of your breath. Clearing your mind of thoughts. Notice your mind wanders. You lose the connection with the breath. Just gently bring your awareness back. It takes time to train the mind. The first instance with our busyness of our days, our overthinking, our lists, the do's. Sometimes it takes a little bit more time for the mind to settle and the thoughts to dissipate and connect with that awareness. Give yourself a little chance here, a little few moments to settle into the breathing. So watch the breath in and follow the breath out. Take a moment to inhale deep and feel the chest rise and expand with each breath. Chest broadens, rib cage expands as you deepen your in-breath, finding the space and filling the space of the chest and drawing the breath further down into the base of the lungs. And allowing all tension or tightness to soften, sensing where we hold any tension or resistance, heaviness, or any other feelings within the body as we slow the breath down. Deep breath in and a slow exhalation. Start to lengthen that breath out. So now we lengthen the in and lengthen the exhalation. Again, all that awareness of any tightness, any resistance. Can we breathe, lifting the chest? Can we breathe into the collarbone? Where does the breath reside? Can we expand a little further with each breath? So once you start to become aware of your lengthening of the breath, start to even out the in and the exhale. This can be done by counting the length of the in and counting the length of the exhale. And if you can, bring them equal, the same number on the in and the out breath. Just a couple of times here. And then we bring the awareness to the base of our spine, the pelvic floor muscles. So again, this is how we bring the breath and the body as one. As we inhale, we're going to start to think about the pelvic floor. So sitting between our sit bones, the muscles there. As we exhale, we're going to start to squeeze, lift or tighten, front to back to front, pull it in and draw the abs in as we exhale the breath. So inhale, everything relaxes and lifts. On the exhalation, we pull those muscles, engage the pelvic floor, draw the navel in and expel that air. So a couple more times. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, pull the navel, lengthen your spine through that lower core. And if you can, when you finally feel that connection, start now on the next exhalation to hold pelvic floor muscles front to back, lifting the belly, and now isolate the breath within the lung and chest space. So inhaling into the chest, into the front belly, front abs, holding in, breathing So awareness of pelvic floor, lifting through the spine, shoulders back. Couple more times now. Draw that length up as we extend from the crown of the head, shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Once more, and on the next exhalation, I want you to relax, open your eyes. And if you're lying down, come to a seated position, we shall begin. So we're going to draw the shoulders back and down, little shoulder rolls here. So if you're not already there, come to a seated position. We're going to draw the shoulders to the ears and drop the shoulders behind you. So let's mobilize the shoulders up and down. Okay, so keep that broadness across the chest and collarbone. You've got a couple more here, and then you're just going to bring your hands to the side, engage the belly, take an inhale, reach up, exhale, come over. So yeah, like I said, we have a request to do some shoulder release and opening. I'm also going to give you various levels tonight that you can work with. So you can find your inner warrior, add a little bit more resistance and strength to your training, or you can take it down a couple of notches to just enjoy the movement. Okay, so you'll have options, level 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay, so reaching over the head, take one breath in, come back to the center. We're going to do a little spinal rotation. So shoulders back, chest lifted, brace the abs, take an inhale, exhale, rotate on your spine, look behind you, dropping the shoulders from the ears. Take another inhale, we face the front. Exhale, rotating, drawing the arms behind us and our gaze behind. We repeat, so inhaling forward. Exhale, rotation. So again, try and open up the chest, draw around from the waist and drop the shoulders, chest still lifting up. Once more, inhaling forward, exhaling, rotation, drop the shoulders, keep the chest open. And we're going to start our routine. So coming to the front. So I'll go through the sun salutations. And again, we're going to level it up and add on. So you do as much or as little as you prefer, okay? So onto all fours, the hands are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips, okay? So again, we're always supporting the belly here. So iliopsoas, pelvic floor recruitment. So we don't let the hips just stay forward. So a little bit of tight abs as we move through our cat and cow. So we inhale, drawing the belly in, looking up. Exhale with the belly in and look towards the navel. So again, keeping that control of the pelvis without compressing the spine. We draw in a little bit through the navel. So we inhale, exhale. So pull the shoulder blades apart. As we look upwards, we bring the elbows behind us, open the collarbone to gaze up. So here comes the next movement, optional here. You can either just continue with your cat and cow, or you can add a little bit more of a fierce practice. So elbows slightly bent and draw your shoulders down. We're going to engage the belly, so tilt the pelvis slightly. Tuck your toes under. We're going to hover the knees just a moment above the mat. So the knees are just an inch or less above the mat. Our back is straight, the elbows are bent, and we're broadening our chest and shoulders. As we keep that broadness, we tuck the tailbone under, scoop the belly in, and hold through our lower back across the spine. So we're pulling in, head stays in line with the shoulders. We breathe in, holding strong, take an inhale. When you're ready, everyone's going to lift their knees off the mat and push straight to the downward facing. We're going to push onto the tiptoes, fold forward, walk your hands to your plank position. You can lower the knees if you want to, shoulders back, make space around the ears as you draw the knees to the thighs. Take an inhale, push all the way back to downward facing, lifting the sit bones high, stretching the back of the legs, creating that space between the hips and the thigh, drawing that navel in, creeping that space, the crease of the top of the thighs open as you draw the belly in. Inhale, tiptoe around through the belly, looking forward to your fingers. And if you want to lower to your knees or take a breath in, hold for a moment. And then we lower our knees slowly to the floor. Elbows stay bent. Once the knees make contact, untuck your toes, shoulders back, look slightly forward, bend your elbows into your body and lower your chest to the floor. Shoulders back, inhale, look forward. Exhale, we're going to push off the floor, onto your knees, tuck your toes and press all the way back. So here is the sequence. We come rounding Chest goes through the hands as we draw the hips to the floor. Elbows bend, engage your abs. Keep your shoulders back as you release to the floor. And then you come into an inhale, lifting from the belly, shoulders down. Exhale. Push from the floor, engage the belly. Push all the way back. Keep your fingers planted firmly into the ground. And then we round, inhale. Exhale, press. You take your time. So we lower. Try and engage the abs. So you're not just dropping the hips. They come as one movement as you come up. You want to make it a little harder. Shoulders back, chest lifted. You lift up the knees to straight to plank. And then you push all the way to downward facing. So you have a choice here. You can come all the way to plank. Lower, chin to chest. Untuck your toes, look up. And then push, engaging the belly to push from the floor. That's your choice. Or you stay on the knees and you press your weight back. So when I lift it downward facing, I'm going to give myself a little breather by bending my knees. Then I lift, arching round through my spine. If you're doing the slightly heavier version, lower down. Grab the shoulders, untuck the toes. Good. Inhale, push straight up in one single file, all the way back. Breath out. Bend the knees, lift the sit bones. Once more, so connect that core, relax the shoulders, spread the shoulder blade as we lower. Elbows stay closed like we did on the warm-up. Inhale. Exhale. Push. Back. First round of sun salutations coming up now. So walk your feet to the front of your mat. Drop the shoulders, take an inhale, roll up through the spine and extend the arms over the head, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees slightly, fold forward, hang the head forward. Now, fingers to shin bone, open the crease around the top of your thighs and look forward, tree top. All the way down, hands either side, we step to your plank. Again, you can lower to your knees whenever you feel the need to. Otherwise, brace those abs. Lower your knees slowly to the floor. If you need to go a little faster, then do. Otherwise, lower the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, push off. Downward facing. Lifting your right leg high in your downward facing. And step the right leg through into your fingers. Drop the back knee. Inhale, reach up. Switch on those abs. Exhale, hands either side. And we step back to the plank. Hold, shoulders back, chest lifted. You can lower to the knees if you need to. Otherwise, brace. Take your time to lower, working the lower abs as you slowly descend to the floor. Untuck the toes, lower the chest. So the slower you go, the more intense that movement's going to be. Everything we did in the warm-up there, you're engaging the same muscles and you can work the intensity from each of those levels. Now, left leg comes through and forward. Inhale, reach up. This is just the first level for sun salutes. Step back. Downward facing, and we walk to the front of the mat to start once again. So that is our round. Inhale, reach up to the sides. Exhale, fold forward, knees bent. Inhale, fingers to shin, and shrug the shoulders back. Tabletop at the back, hands either side, press through the palms into your star or plank pose. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Hold and bring the thighs together. If you can, lower your knees slowly, untuck the toes, brace those glutes, the back of the legs, and then slowly come down. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, downward facing. Lifting, right leg high, and stepping right leg through the hands and forward. Help it if you need to. Otherwise, inhale, reach up. Lift from the belly, tip the hips forward. Hands either side, step to your plank again, lifting through the belly, engaging the knees to thighs to hold that strong plank. Drop the shoulders down, lift the hips a little higher. Slowly lower your knees, untuck the toes. Take your time. If you want to go a little bit quicker, you can do. Do a couple more rounds. Depends on what you want to get from this process. Push back, downward facing. Really lift the sit bones. Left leg lifts high. Left leg steps through and forward, lowering right knee. As we inhale, reach up. Hands either side, step to your downward facing, and then we finally walk to the front of our mat once again. So again, I'm going to give you an option here. That is your first level and stage. If you want a little bit more, you follow the next level up. So inhale, exhale, fold. Same warm up. Adding on, inhale, flat back. Exhale, we take it to the plank. In the plank, you then hold, instead of lowering your knees, you lower the chest, and you draw the chest through and come up, hovering above the mat. So legs are lifting above the mat, pressing into your tiptoes. Then roll onto the toes, push back, downward facing, and lift right leg sky high all the way up and step it through. As we step through, do not lower your left knee, optional. Reach all the way up, high lunge. Exhale, hands either side and step to your plank. So again, you can lower to knees if you want, otherwise straighten your back, lift your belly, lower your chest, inhale, hover above the mat. Exhale, tucking the toes, lift it downward facing, sit bones high, squeeze those thighs, and left leg comes through, planting between the hands for a high lunge. So you can keep that right knee off the mat, your choice. Hands either side, step through, downward facing. Let's do that once through. And we're going to add on again. Increase that intensity. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingers to shin bones, shoulders back. Hands either side, step to your plank. Shoulders back, chest lowers. Inhale, rise through the chest, hover above the mat. Now, if you want a little bit more, tuck the toes on your left leg and then lift your right leg high as you go into your up, downward facing there. So up all the way to the right and step the right foot through into your high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands either side. So again, watch what happens if you're not sure. Plank, chest goes lower, or reach up, hovering above your mat, shoulders back, look to the sky. Right foot tucks under left leg, extend straight, and you lift up straight to the sky in the downward facing. Bend and step left leg through to rise to a lunge. So again, that's your choice. You don't have to do that part. Either side, step downward facing. Release the shoulders, lift the hips high. Step through to the front of your mat. Now, final stage, the jump. Optional. Keep your knees bent, lift your hips high. Don't have to do this. Exhale, fold. If you're going to jump, you need to land with your elbows slightly bent. So if we're going to go from high lift to low to jump to plank, spread the fingers, knees slightly bent, jump out, bend your elbows to land, lift the chest, forward through, exhale, right leg stiff, lead with the right leg high, stiff and lift up, right comes through, inhale, straight high lunge, get your balance here. And then hands either side. Now we add a jump here if you can. We're going to jump that leg back. Straight to plank. Inhale up. Again, you don't have to. Now, stiff left leg lifts up high, squeezing from the glutes. Good. Left leg comes through and forward. Straight to the high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands either side. Again, you don't have to. You can jump it downward facing to come forward. Bend your knees. Look to your hands. Take a little bounce, lift your heels, jump forward. Inhale. From the top, exhale. Good, breathing in, control the breathing. Inhale through the nose, look up. Exhale through the nose, hands either side. Little mobility, bend those knees if you're gonna jump. Land, elbows bent, inhale. Up dog. Stiffen the right leg, lead. All the way up, all the way through, step forward, high lunge. Good. Hands either side, step or jump, inhale, up, exhale. Now left leg stiff, lift all the way up. Step the left leg through and forward, high lunge. Exhale, hands either side, step or jump, downward facing, into the front, bend the knees, inhale, go forward, exhale. Inhale, rise. And now, brings us beautifully to the next progression. So you can change the layering whenever you need to. So you can come down to your knees. We're going to come into our, this is pretty standard for the yoga that we teach here. For your warrior two, you'll go to your exultant reverse. From your exultant, you will go into your right angle pose, and I'll give you variances on that. Then we'll go into triangle pose. So that's the formula we tend to use in this warm-up. I'll give you adaptations if you need to, and I can make it harder or easier depending on what your goal is tonight. We will start off through our round sun salute. So engaging the abs, standing tall. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, we fold forward with the knees softened. Inhale, fingers to shin bone, flat back. To the side, you jump or step down through your flow. In, chest lift. Now, you have a choice. Stiffen up, lift all the way up, and then bend that right leg, bring it through. So this is where we go through our flow. Create the stability by connecting with our abs and broadening our shoulders. Reach your fingers, make them active. Then we pivot the left foot to face the front. So you have a block with the back foot. Front leg stays at the right angle. Tuck your under, but lift your chest forward, straighten your spine. Extend your fingertips away from you like a bow and arrow from front to back. Turn the palm up. Reach the top arm up as we come into our back or reverse warrior. Back into warrior 2. So can we see what happens here? We stretch the fingers apart. Turn the palm up. Keep that length and angle from the hip all the way up through the fingers and side body on that right side. And back again. You keep the angles of your hip here. You're just lengthening from your torso. Once more. Shoulders back. Reach your fingers apart. Front elbow bends and you rest it on your thigh just above the knee. You draw the tailbone under and you create that chain of energy by this triangle space here. So we press down and we lift up. So we're engaging the core, side obliques, and we press down firmly through the elbows and through the right angle on the underside of the leg. As we keep that connection, you have an option. Hand comes overhead. This arm that supports can either prop, or if you're feeling strong in your back, you bring the arm out and forward, maintaining that movement and precision in that held space. If you can, inhale, reach up, warrior 2. Let's do that again. You take a break, you take a break. Otherwise, stay fierce, push through the back leg, extend that back leg out. Bend the front elbow, bring it down. Try not to shunt your weight forward. You use the hip to anchor you through the body. Lift through the side of the obliques. Reach up, reach over. Draw your shoulders back, level your chest forward. Take an inhale if you want to. You bring that bottom arm out. Shouldn't cause any problems because you're holding everything in ease. Inhale, lift up, warrior 2. Front palm comes forward, reverse warrior. Good. Back 2, straighten the spine, warrior 2. Now push, front leg straight, lift from the kneecap, pushing through your heels and squeezing the buttocks. Straight arms. Don't go too low. You're going to just angle from the shoulders to bring your hand onto your knee, not your shin yet, because you want to keep this hip lifted by tucking the tailbone under and leveling the hips. Then you take an inhale and you slide an inch or so down. You want to connect the core, the chest is forward. You can either hold here, go lower for the stretch, but if you're going to add the stability, then you don't go lower. You bring the hand forward, straight from the angle of the shoulder and draw the belly in. So you draw the abs in, secure from your pelvis and waist. Take an inhale, we bend the knee, sweep the arm up in front, back to warrior 2. Let's do that again. Straighten the front leg. Drop the shoulders, draw the weight to your left heel. Take an inhale, windmill your arms only. Tuck your right hip under your left and draw your belly in. Lower your right arm. Stretch up, angling your left arm from your right, and then the right arm comes out in front to hold. Inhale, sweep that front arm up and over, straighten into warrior 2. Then we make the transition. Arms come overhead, palms together, thumbs plug into the heart. Pivot on the foot, come back to now you're standing high lunge. Hands to either side. Step back, take a breather. continue for your flow. So you can come into downward facing or go through your flow. You can come to your knees and dive forward or all the way through and lift that left leg high, stiffen through the leg, lift up high. And then when you're ready, let's take that left leg forward for the lunge. Inhale, reach up, shoulders back, keep that broadness. We lift the chest forward, draw the belly button to the spine, tuck in your tailbone under, squeezing the glute and supporting leg. Take an inhale, right angle stays the front leg as we pivot on the back foot onto the heel, toes face forward. Arms reach out, extension from your shoulders. Let the tension run from the shoulders. Belly in, tailbone under, watch your knees placement. Just above a right angle. Should be turning outwards, toes should not be gripping. Front palm comes up. Extend the front arm up, lower the back arm as you get that extension from hip all the way through the side of the body. Bring the abs in, tuck the tailbone under, do not compress your spine, and then flow back to warrior two. So it's mobility of your upper body. So they turn the palm up and then you extend and lift into the side obliques, into the upper part of your torso, and then back once again. Strong for the arms, stretch it out, reach those fingers. Once more, palm up, extend, lift. Legs stay secure, keeping it secure. Now, front elbow bends, bring it down. When I do this, I'm not lowering my whole weight over my knee. I'm keeping my stabilizers here, and I bend my elbow to bring my side body to my thigh. I draw the shoulders back, so I'm engaging under the thigh, lifting into the waist, and extending the left arm up. I lower my hips and my pelvis, not forward, down. You can stretch that top arm over the head, engaging the abs, angling your hips to face forward, stacking the left over the right. If you can, that arm comes out and away and we hold. Now inhale, roll up, pushing to the back foot, warrior two. Let's do it again. Bend elbow, bring it down to the thigh, lift into the waist, send the top arm, left arm over, shoulders back, don't crush that chest. Come over with the reach in the fingers, forward. And rotate, lift. Shoulders back over hips. Once more, inhale, exhale, lower, lift over, extend the arm out. And then roll all the way back up. Reverse, palm comes up, lower to the back thigh. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, angle to the back foot. Outside edge as you squeeze the buttocks, tuck the tailbone. Through the hips, static, extend from your spine and shoulders angling downwards. Take a breath in, lower, past your shin. Now keep your shoulders directly in a line and reaching above in that plane of energy. You bring the front lower arm forward. Inhale, bend your front knee. Sweep the arm up in front, warrior two. Shoulders, let's go again. Push the back leg, straighten through the back leg and front leg, squeezing the buttocks, angle your arms over to windmill. Start to bring the leg down, arm down, front leg, sorry. Reach on up, shoulders back, really start to stack your hips and reach forward the front arm. Use your waist, use your core muscles here to hold you facing forward without dropping down. Bend the knee, inhale. Back to warrior two. Hands come over the head, palms meet, hands into heart center. Keep the stability through your shoulders and core here as we then pivot onto the back foot. Hips now face forward, hands either side, step back, downward facing. You can inhale. Option here now, don't have to do this. Lift the right leg. Bend the right knee. Draw your tailbone under and bring your knee to your chest and then float forward through your plank. So keep the shoulders rounded. Bring that chest knee to contact and tuck the toe under and lift and point. Now bring it over to your left elbow, rounding the same mechanism but drawing it across, lifting, pointing that toe, drawing it in and then extending. Once more. Over, right side, lift almost like you're trying to bring it onto that elbow and then push all the way back, engaging the back of the leg. Both feet back to the floor, level your hips, press the energy from the pelvis away through the floor into the legs, and then left leg lifts. Inhale. Again, point the toe, bring the knee in towards the chest, round through your shoulders, push forward through your plank, gripping the floor with your fingers. Exhale, lift and extend all the way back up, straighten, connect, kick it away, and then draw it over to your right elbow, keeping that tummy pulled in tight, lifting firmly through the leg. All the way back up again, and one final time here. Over to the side, opposite side now, and all the way back up. Kick that leg up, lower it to the floor. You're facing, take a breather. Take what you need here. Walk your feet to the front of your mat. So we're going to go through a quick rendition of that before we come into our stretching, okay? A quick rendition, you know what I mean. And then we can do the shoulders. We're going to need that after that. I'm going to give you a couple of options here for your spine, okay? Inhale, so again, take a breather if you need to. Otherwise, we start again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. You can step or jump to your plank. Again, you can lower to the knees if you want to, or you go through your chosen sequence. Up dog or that baby cobra. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, downward facing. Lifting the right leg high, stepping the right leg forward. So you can come into your high lunge now. Come up. From the high lunge, we pivot to warrior two. Stabilize by trying to pull your feet apart like you're trying to stretch the mat. Palm comes up, exultant. From exultant, we go back to warrior two. Then the elbow reach over the head to side angle. If you can, extend the arm out in front, hold it there. Keep using the back leg as your balance beam here to push down through an anchor. Then inhale, all the way back up, warrior two. Press back into the back foot, ungripping your toes, angle to your triangle, lowering a little bit further down, but keeping that front top hip lifted, tucking the tailbone under. If you can, extend that right arm out in front as you hold through your stability of your core by not rotating. Hold. Micro bend and then bigger bend as you sweep the arm up to warrior two. Arms come over the head once again. Prayer. Hands to heart center. Pivot on the back foot. Again, optional here. Don't have to do this. Hands come up. Separate the arms. Exhale. Inhale, touch the knee down. You don't have to do this. You can just hold here. Do not straighten that front leg out. Lift from the back heel. Extend that back leg straight. Once more. And then come down to the floor. Step back, downward facing. With the hips. Relax the hips. Push them back. Stretch the legs. Now, to your choice now, tippy toes forward. From your plank, you can lower to the knees if you want, your choice, or do the whole chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. All the way back. Down now through the left leg, rising up. Left leg comes through. We come in high lunge, hold it there, brace the abs. Pivot the back foot, face forward with the back foot, level your shoulders over your hips. Take an inhale. Palm goes up and lifts all the way up and behind. Again, take the hands level again, warrior two. Sink your hips a little bit more. Bend that front elbow. Knee, reach on up, top arm and over the head, drawing the belly into the spine. Keep lifting through your hips, engage your abs. Extension. Hold. Use your hands to extend the range and your feet to balance equally from front and back. So if you're feeling your weight coming need to just draw your shoulders and hip back. Tuck your tailbone under and push firmly through the back leg and heel. Secure it evenly. Find the balance. Take an inhale, sweep the arm in front. Warrior 2. Press to straight here. Push to the back heel. Angle to come all the way over. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower, keeping the hip lifted. Option here to extend that arm out. Then lift the kneecap to the thigh. Legs are strong. Belly in. Hips face forward. That rotation, but the chest comes through as well. Using the core muscles. Take an inhale. Front knee, bend deeply. Uncircle up. Come all the way back. Warrior 2. Hands come over the head. Reach up. Thumbs to heart center. Rotate back foot. So pivot, rotate. Keep that angle of the front leg. Reach up, inhale, exhale, floor. Inhale up, you don't have to do this. You lift through the back, right angle at the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms, look forward, not down as you sweep. The knee touches down and you push from the back foot, lifting from the heel. Or don't let them start to hunch. Once more. Hands either side. Step to down. Face and take a breather. We're going to stretch here. Now we're doing time. We're doing all right. Pedal your legs. Push through your heels. Now, if you want a bigger stretch, bring your feet about width apart and have your toes pointing in and your heels pointing out. And just try and sit your hips back. Lift your hips high and sit them back. You want to keep the knees slightly bent here because you're trying to get a stretch across the back of the body, whole back body, not locking your knees out, okay? So knees can slightly bend here. In fact, I would advise them to slightly bend here, probably safer for them. You can turn the heels a little bit further out, soften your knees and press your heels to the floor. So keep your knees soft. The angle of the heel will help to find and spread the load between each leg. So you might find that you need to walk over to one side or straighten up or turn the angle of the heel on one side. Just be aware of it. And then try and press all of the toes are lifted, heels towards the floor, and stretch out the back of those legs. Breathe and hold. Push through the shoulders and those fingers to lift the energy through and pushing them back into the legs and thighs. Legs should be active in stretching, not passive. We need to engage the knees. Even if they're bent, we engage the legs, we push and stretch apart. Try and push your heels a little bit further down. Your knees still bent, or start to lengthen your width of your feet apart from each other if you can, without slipping on your mat, or just change your angle here. I'll put a bit more. When we're tight in this space and we've been sitting all day, we need to hold this a little bit longer with the intensity of that press through the feet and heels. Otherwise, we lose it and we lose the power to really release the muscles here. So it doesn't happen until we get to that point where suddenly it feels a little bit softer, a little bit lighter, and we're further on into that move. So it does take a few moments to stay and pause, but react to what's happening. So if it starts to feel like it's easing up, try and push a little further. But if it feels like it's resisting, then hold there and breathe. More breaths, please. Walk your feet back into the downward facing and walk your hands towards your feet. So they're no wider than hip apart. And hang forward. So again, we're going to do some shoulders and neck, I think was the request tonight. So let's release the pressure from the neck by hanging our body weight forward. If this feels too much and you feel dizzy, bend your knees and you can rest your elbows on your thighs with your knees bent, but let your head, so when I'm looking up, this is not where I want you to be. I want your head to hang. And then all the weight is drawn from your shoulders and your shoulders will drop and you feel them apart. That's what we're looking for. We're supporting. So the heaviness comes from the shoulders. The head is just hanging really free, like it's coming loose. You know, your bolts are slightly untwisted and you're holding it there. That little head shake or nod to just be aware of the movement here. Or you keep it still and just breathe. Always hang forward with your fingers supporting you. And you know what feels best for you. You don't want to overstretch your back. You just want to release the pressure from the head and neck here. letting it hang forward, looking through your thighs or knees. So, spread your toes, walk down to your knees and feet together. You can either sit on your toes curled under and onto your heels if that feels good. If not, then you can just keep your feet flat to uppermost. So a little bit of movement from the upper shoulders and back here. So if you want, if you're a bit of a runner or you've been doing lots of heavy exercise walking, another good thing is to stretch out the calves and the foot as well. So if you can get your toes tucked under and you're sitting on the heels, spread your toes if you can. If you can't, just sit where you are, sit tight, we'll come back to it. Keep using your thighs touching and spread your toes. Take an inhale, draw your belly button in. I'm going to lift the arms over the head. Interlock the fingers and spread the elbows apart and then press the hands above. We're going to rotate the body to face forward, back to center, and the other way. So we're keeping the thighs together, chest lifted, rotation. So what happens here, when we have ourselves in this position without the cross legs, we are allowing our pelvis to remain still. And it means we get a less greater movement, but it starts to work up the spine a little more. Once more. And then from here, release your feet and toes if you are holding the toes under. Come forward and tap them out. Toes once again, feet and heels together, and bring your knees mat width apart, so they're a bit wider. We're going to lower our chest by walking our hands out, so our bum is slightly over our hips still. Bring onto your forearms and then drop your chest and look forward. Reach your fingers forward. If this is too much, you can always bring yourself onto your forearms and then lower your chest, look forward, okay? So you need to work with what feels right. You have also an option here to bring your hands a little wider as you lower down. You can come up onto fingertips if you have to strengthen your shoulders to lower. So if you have to strengthen the shoulders, come up onto your fingertips and lower your chest, look forward. Now, slowly push off the floor, walk your hands back, place them firmly down, take an inhale. If you can't sit back on your heels properly, then may I suggest that you stay with the toes tucked under. If you can sit back on your heels, then to increase the intensity, you're going to sit back on your heels. So that's the harder option, so you choose. So if you're not very flexible, your hips are tight, keep your toes tucked under. If you are super flexible, you push back onto your heels. So here's what we're going to do. So we are in slightly wide legs, feet together. We're going to reach the right arm all the way up. We're going to bring that right arm through and push. So thread it through and bring the elbow to the floor and then the shoulder down. And then we lower the head. And we're going to reach the left arm up. So we're looking now towards the left side, the right arm all the way through. If you can, push your hips back. So you have, I'm going to come up. You've got a couple of options. Your feet can be flat if you've got the flexibility. So if you're not sure, have a look. Right arm comes up and through, and then you're going to sit back. So this is a bit more flexibility because I'm working a little harder to get my shoulder down and my head is not feeling compressed. So my shoulder is down and my arm reaches up. So that is dependent on your flexibility from your lower back. So you might find you can sit all the way down, but if you feel it's tense around your upper shoulder, you're going to come slightly further forward with your bum lifted. Good. Now, that extended left arm is going to reach all the way around and it's going to come around to the inner thigh on your right side. And then you're going to use your left shoulder to turn and rotate your chest forward. And then reach and release. Left arm up and use the fingertips to press from the floor as you slowly lift your body weight up. So again, you've got two options here. You know your flexibility, but it might be different on each side. So you can either tuck your toes under and this time lift the left arm up and then lift and bring the left arm through to the floor. Bring that shoulder onto the mat and then head lowers. So you're not compressing, to extend and reach up. So you want to try and lift the chest, the whole chest up and reach the fingers to bring that chest up, but pushing still that contact with the floor with that left arm. Reach up, inhale. Now, if you want to, you can then bring this hand and wrap it around to tuck an inner thigh. So you're holding it onto that top of the thigh on the left side. and then using that shoulder to rotate and lift into the stretch a little bit more. So it's really rotating your torso. Breathe. Inhale, reach all the way up. Extend the arm back up. Bring the fingers all the way back and push off the floor. Now we're going to sit on our heels, or you can sit cross-legged, okay? Doesn't really matter much now. We're going to do our sunflower movement. So it's going to come down a little bit more, but we're really going to get into the neck and shoulders, okay? So a little bit more activity. It needs to be really warm for us to really work to maximum capacity. So we want to think about retracting the shoulders, drawing the belly in, so we have that length through the spine as the arms are resting onto the thighs or by the side of us. So can I keep collarbone broad, shoulders down? So you're really accentuating here, okay? Now, as you do, you're going to look over your shoulder and you're keeping that broadness. So you're going to feel a little tension resistance, and that's good here. So you go all the way around, back to center, and then all the way to the other side. But again, keep your shoulders back. Lift your collarbone, brace those abs, really feel that real extension through the front of the neck. Back to center. This releases all that tension at the back. If you keep your shoulders back, it really starts to open here and opens this part that kind of gets a little bit pressed on, and all these vital areas here. So where your collarbone meets or your T cells created in the lymph, you just want to make sure this is released, not compressed. Back to center and the other side. Good. Let's see if you can look a little further and try and breathe. Make sure you're not constricting your throat. Okay, if there's a lot of tension and you're constricting, ease up a little bit. Draw your shoulders back. So think about collarbone broad. And back to center. Sunflower, inhale, reach up. Interlock your fingers over the head and then press the palms away. When we press the palms away, it extends from the broad shoulders. You're not lifting your shoulders to your ears, so you're broad and push through the hands. So you've got this and this going on, okay, not this. Inhale, tuck your chin towards your chest. Keep your hands pushing to the arms and really pushing them up. Now you can lift those shoulders. Now inhale, look towards your fingers, drop your head back without flaring your rib cage. So your abs are switched on. And chin towards chest. Try and get your chin on your chest. Reach your arms up. They don't come out. They keep where they are. They extend upwards. And then look forward and up. And then on the next time we're looking forward, keep your head where it is and then bring your hands and place them on the top of the neck and the back of the skull there and drop your shoulders. Drop the tension, hold it there. So your head is pushing against the hands. Your shoulders are resting, your arms are wide and broad. Take an inhale, exhale, you're going to start to tuck your chin towards your chest, but keep your back straight. You're just really allowing a little bit of pull, if you can, the elbows to wrap around and create a little bit of downward force through the hands as you draw across. So if your thumbs are placing, some of you will find it on the back of the neck, just outside of the bony part. Always just have a little massage here if it feels tense. Just rub the thumbs firmly across the neck, up and down, but not on the bone part. Or you can just hold it and just allow gravity to take it hold there. Drawing the belly button to spine, so your spine is strong. And it's just the shoulders open out, winging out through the elbows and holding here with a little bit of resistance. Maybe adding a little bit more when it feels more comfortable to do so. So a couple of deep breaths, and a couple of exhales, we increase the stretch and the exhalation. So keep going, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Once again, ease the pressure, slowly extend, take the pressure off. Head up, shoulders back, try and bring your head back in line, drop the shoulders. Inhale, reach the arms to the side, roll the shoulders out, one more stretch each side. So, broadness of the chest, tailbone tucked under as you draw the navel in. Take an inhale, reach the right arm up, bring it over to the left side, just touching the top of the left ear. Now, left arm extends, so you're flexing, pushing the heel of the hand towards the floor, activating the arm. And then as you exhale, you then draw the right ear to shoulder. So this arm is active. You bend the fingers back, you push through the heel of the hand, and then draw the opposite arm, ear, shoulder, down, looking forward. You intensify that, getting two words together. Make my own words up. By the heel of the hand pushing up or lower. Again, you gauge what feels most appropriate for you, but you keep looking forward. Try not to tuck your chin to your chest. Try not to turn your head towards the sky. Look forward and draw ear to drop elbow. And then slowly release, gently release. Head comes back to the center. Give yourself a little shake or nod here. Drop the shoulders off, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So collarbone is broad. Heel of the hand extends from the right side as we inhale. Reach up the left hand to the top of the left ears. Take an inhale. Keep the length, exhale. Push the heel of the hand away as you draw left ear to left shoulder. Breathe in, extend, again, moving that arm to find that sweet spot. Take an inhale, exhale, go a little deeper on the exhalation, so find it. Is there resistance? Does it feel good to release? The bone, if it's bony, then you're not going to get any deeper there because you'll feel it, you'll hear it, you'll hear the clicking. Your shoulders back, stretch it out, take a couple of breaths. Looking forwards, not turning the head. Be aware of that happens. Inhale, release back to center. Okay. Now, because we've done quite a lot of the head and neck, you're probably going to find you need to support your head a little bit. So if you've got a cushion, use a cushion. If not, you might want to side lie, but you can come into Savasana pose for a little breathing meditation at the end here. But I would just say that you might want to support your head a little bit, okay, because sometimes it feels a little bit too awkward there. So that's the final part. When you're ready, I'm lying down to the floor and give a little bit of meditation. I'm going to switch my lights off. Not that I'm going to do anything untoward, it's just a little bit more soothing for you guys without the glare. Okay. So lying down onto your mat. So if you can, Savasana pose, hands slightly spread away and out from the body, and the palms face upwards, so you're receiving. And your legs, toes slowly curling outwards. And that awareness now of each of the body parts as you lie down onto your mat. So again, just find that position. Take a moment here to find a restful place. Settle in, settle down. Once you're comfortable, you don't need to adjust anymore. Lie down, close your eyes, and follow your breath. So I'm going to start a meditation here. Meditation for building focus. Positive affirmation. Take a full inhale through the nose, a long exhale. Noting the in-breath, feeling the out-breath. Switching down your thoughts, calming the mind, bringing the awareness inward. Take a couple of deep breaths now. Inhaling deep through the nose, long, slow exhale. Feeling the connection between your body and the floor. Notice each point that connects your body to the floor. Begin to feel the heaviness of the body as it sinks down into the mat. Shoulders, back of the head is supported. Let it relax. Let the chest lift and rise with each breath as you deepen the in and out breath. Notice if your thoughts interrupt. Gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Take another deep breath in. And another deep breath out. So you can either stay here comfortably in silence, awareness of the sound of your breath and sounds around you, in your body, and observing. Or you may simply follow and repeat the positive affirmations, the mantras of your choice. Your options. I am happy. I am worthy. I am capable. I am happy. I am worthy. I am capable. I am happy. I am worthy. I am capable. Now slowly start to bring awareness back to the present, noticing the space around you and the floor that supports you. Slowly start movement into the body by moving your fingers and moving your toes. Take a long, full inhale and a long, full exhale. Stretching your body out long, arms overhead, toes pointing away. Stretch your torso and through the length of your body. Then make yourself as small as you can into a ball, hugging your knees to your chest or coming up to a seated position you choose. So I'll give you a few moments and then I'm going to switch my lights on. So I don't want you to be too alarmed if you have the screen on and it just suddenly glares at you. If you're in a peaceful place again, it's not the best thing, is it? So in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, lights are going on now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hopefully, there's lots of different levels there. I do record them, so if you ever want to have a